Welcome to Crofam News for June 7th, 2026. Today we're covering major developments in technology, finance, business, politics, gaming, sports, entertainment, and world news as several key stories continue shaping headlines across the globe. We begin in technology, where all eyes are on Apple ahead of WWDC 2026. The annual developer conference is expected to showcase the company's next generation of artificial intelligence initiatives, including major enhancements to Siri and expanded Apple Intelligence capabilities. Analysts view the event as one of Apple's most important product showcases in years as the company works to strengthen its position in an increasingly competitive AI market. The technology sector remains at the center of global business conversations as companies continue investing heavily in artificial intelligence infrastructure. Developers, investors, and consumers are watching closely to see how Apple plans to compete with industry leaders that have aggressively expanded their AI offerings over the past year. Meanwhile, the gaming industry is experiencing one of its busiest periods of the year. The Xbox Games Showcase and Summer Game Fest have delivered a steady stream of new game announcements, cinematic trailers, and release dates. Several major publishers unveiled upcoming titles, while gamers received fresh looks at highly anticipated projects expected to launch throughout 2026 and beyond. Artificial intelligence is also reshaping the broader business world. Financial markets experienced significant volatility this week as investors reassessed expectations surrounding AI-driven growth. The Nasdaq suffered one of its largest declines in recent memory, while semiconductor companies collectively lost more than $1 trillion in market value. The sell-off reflects growing concerns that AI-related spending may be accelerating faster than revenue growth, prompting investors to reconsider valuations across the technology sector. Despite those concerns, investment in artificial intelligence continues at a remarkable pace. Data center construction is expanding across the United States and internationally as companies race to secure computing capacity needed to power future AI systems. Industry leaders are increasingly debating whether current spending levels can be sustained, while also addressing concerns surrounding energy consumption, infrastructure demands, and long-term profitability. One company attracting extraordinary attention remains SpaceX. Discussions surrounding a future public offering continue generating excitement throughout financial markets. Analysts remain divided on valuation estimates, with some projections placing the company among the most valuable businesses in the world. Investor enthusiasm remains fueled by SpaceX's leadership in satellite communications, commercial launch services, and next-generation space technology. Energy markets are also facing increased pressure. OPEC Plus members approved another production increase as governments and businesses continue managing the effects of elevated oil prices. Rising fuel costs are creating challenges for transportation companies, manufacturers, and airlines, with industry leaders warning that higher energy expenses could affect profitability throughout the remainder of the year. The U.S. labor market remains surprisingly resilient. Recent employment data showed stronger than expected job growth, providing reassurance that economic activity remains healthy despite market uncertainty. However, economists continue monitoring the growing influence of automation and artificial intelligence on future employment trends. Turning to politics, attention remains focused on developments across the United States. California's gubernatorial race is beginning to take shape following recent primary results, while lawmakers in Washington continue debating immigration policy, government spending, and federal workforce reforms. Political strategists are already looking ahead to future election cycles as both parties work to define their priorities and policy agendas. Internationally, one of the most closely watched diplomatic developments involves Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit to North Korea. The rare visit has attracted global attention due to its potential implications for regional security, economic cooperation, and future diplomatic negotiations involving the Korean Peninsula. World leaders continue monitoring developments across Asia as geopolitical tensions and strategic partnerships remain central topics in international affairs. Elsewhere around the world, governments continue balancing economic growth, trade relationships, and national security concerns amid an increasingly complex global environment. International markets remain sensitive to geopolitical developments as policymakers seek stability during a period of rapid technological and economic change. In sports, the spotlight falls on Paris, where Alexander Zverev and Flavio Cobolli are competing for the French Open Men's Championship. The final marks a significant opportunity for both players as they seek one of tennis's most prestigious titles. The tournament has already produced one of the year's biggest breakthrough moments after Mira Andreeva captured her first Grand Slam championship, signaling the arrival of another rising star in women's tennis. Formula One delivered another thrilling chapter in its 2026 season as Kimi Antonelli claimed victory at the Monaco Grand Prix. The iconic race featured dramatic moments, strategic battles, and championship implications as Antonelli continued building his reputation as one of motorsport's brightest young talents. Basketball fans remain focused on the NBA Finals, where the New York Knicks have seized a 2-0 series lead over the San Antonio Spurs. With the series shifting to Madison Square Garden, excitement is building throughout New York as fans dream of a championship celebration. Karl Anthony Towns continues to play a critical role in the Knicks' success, while San Antonio searches for answers before Game 3. On the ice, the Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Carolina Hurricanes in a dramatic double-overtime Stanley Cup final matchup. The contest featured multiple momentum swings and an incredible comeback effort before Vegas ultimately secured a memorable victory. Horse racing fans watched Golden Tempo continue an impressive season with a victory in the Belmont Stakes following its earlier Kentucky Derby success. Meanwhile, baseball fans witnessed history as Milwaukee pitcher Jacob Misiorowski threw a record-setting 103.7-mile-per-hour pitch, the fastest ever recorded by a Major League Baseball starting pitcher. Soccer supporters are now turning their attention toward the 2026 FIFA World Cup after a weekend filled with international warm-up matches. Germany defeated the United States, while Argentina earned a victory over Honduras as national teams continue final preparations for the world's biggest sporting event. Turning to entertainment, Broadway takes center stage tonight as the 2026 Tony Awards celebrate one of the strongest theater seasons in recent memory. Several major categories are considered highly competitive, setting the stage for an exciting evening, honoring the year's top performances and productions. In music, Ariana Grande officially launched her highly anticipated Eternal Sunshine Tour in Oakland. Opening night generated strong reactions from fans and critics alike as the global superstar returned to the stage with a production featuring both career-defining hits and material from her latest album. Olivia Rodrigo also generated significant attention after surprising audiences with a special appearance alongside legendary musician Robert Smith. The collaboration quickly became one of the weekend's most talked about musical moments and added another memorable chapter to Rodrigo's growing career. Elsewhere in entertainment, Dua Lipa and actor Callum Turner continue making headlines following celebrations surrounding their recent wedding events in Sicily. The ceremony attracted global attention and became one of the most discussed celebrity stories of the week. Music history is also receiving renewed attention thanks to Questlove's documentary exploring the legacy of Earth, Wind, and Fire. The project highlights the band's lasting influence on generations of artists and introduces their story to a new audience of music fans. Meanwhile, the Tribeca Festival continues drawing major stars and filmmakers, including a special 50th anniversary celebration of Taxi Driver. The event reunited Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, Jodie Foster, and Paul Schrader to reflect on one of the most influential films ever produced. As the entertainment industry moves deeper into the summer season, major tours, film festivals, award shows, and blockbuster releases continue driving audience interest around the world. And that wraps up today's headlines. For more breaking news, world events, finance, technology updates, gaming coverage, sports, entertainment, and daily headlines, visit crofam.com and follow Crofam News across all platforms. This is Crofam News. Be bold, be seen, be heard.